Well, this is interesting. Denzel Ward says he's texting Joe Burrow to target him in the opener. Not something that was on my bingo card. Slash, I feel like a cornerback, no matter how good you are, should ever really be texting one of the best quarterbacks in the game and say, hey, throw at me in the opener. I'm going to destroy you. Because, that kind of, first off, just completely makes Joe go, all right, now I'm going to make it a personal message to stick it to you in this game. I don't know. It's never a good idea to do stuff like this. But he said, I definitely want all the plays and throws to come my way. Ward's going to be going one-on-one with Jamar Chase. Now, Ward's an amazing corner, by the way. He's an amazing corner. So, he's definitely, there's plays where he's going to get the best of Jamar Chase. But then there's plays where Jamar would get the best of Ward. So, I don't know if I would 100% put this out there. Now, if you remember, going back a little bit, a couple months ago, Jamar Chase did say that Ward was one of the best cornerbacks in the game. And he was the cornerback that he loved playing against the most because of how competitive he is and also how good of a player he is. And just that competitive rivalry back and forth, obviously with him being a Cleveland Brownie. So there is a mutual respect between Chase and Ward, but I don't know if I would go around and do that kind of stuff. He says, I like making plays on the ball and being a factor in the game. I'm looking forward to going into the game. Hopefully they target me a lot. I'm going to send Joe Burrow some text. Tell him to throw it at me. And, go on from there. Okay. Listen, at the end of the day, right, he's going to have to back up all this stuff going into the game, obviously, right? I will say this will be the first time I've ever in my life, and maybe a lot of you guys, I know a lot of you guys watch football longer than I have, you're older than me, I have never in my life heard a cornerback text the opposing quarterback, hey, throw the ball at me, I want to be a factor in the game. That's a new one. That's a new one. You go back to the Revis Islands of the world, right, and how great Revis Island was. He didn't. No one threw at him, right? No one threw the ball at him because it was kind of understood. If you throw the ball at Revis Island, you're probably going to get intercepted. So quarterbacks kind of knew, going into a game, whoever Revis is going against, you're probably not going to get that. He's probably not going to get open. It's kind of GG at that point. Revis Island was that good. But I don't think Revis Island ever texted the opposing quarterback and said, hey, throw the ball at me. So, again, just different strokes for different folks, I guess. Yeah, no, that might be on my bucket list for the weirdest thing I've ever heard an NFL player say. And especially when you're going against Jamar Chase and the best quarterback in the game in Joe Burrow. That's okay. Now, keep in mind that he it says his former college teammate with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, Joe was at Ohio State. He was the third-string quarterback before he transferred over to LSU. He was never really he was a third-string quarterback. And at the time, Urban Meyer was the head coach of Ohio State. And Urban Meyer said that Joe Burrow couldn't hit a broadside of a barn, and he'd never make it in the NFL as an NFL quarterback. He completely trashed Joe Burrow, saying that he would never make it to the league. He'd never be successful. He couldn't hit a broadside of a barn. So, yeah, kind of interesting, to be honest. But, hey, one thing we have learned from Joe Burrow in his career, doing stuff like this, not a smart idea. That man channels this in his soul And he's going to go out there and put up 600 yards on Denzel Ward week 1. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, though, I'm expecting Joe probably not to throw the ball at him anyway. Just because, again, Denzel Ward is that good of a corner. Like, again, I know, like, obviously the little bit of a trash talk here. But, like, at the same time, it's not like Denzel Ward is a bad player. He's actually a pretty good player across the board. I was trying to see if we had any, like, comparison of Denzel Ward versus Jamar Chase. It doesn't look like we do. Like, the 1-for-1 of him going against Jamar Chase and what the numbers are. That's something that would be interesting. So, this was... Let me pull this up real fast. And there we go. So, this is... Jamar Chase had 4 catches and for 19 yards in Week 18 game versus the Cleveland Brownies, January 7, 2024. He caught 6 targets, 4 receptions, and that was in that Brownies game right there. So... You know, again, like I said, at the end of the day, actually, let's look at the Bengals versus Browns matchups. I mean, I don't know. This was such an interesting take. I'm now more interested to see if we can find some actual, like, situations here. So, this is... Okay, let's get rid of that. So, obviously, all the games here. Alright, so the last time we played the Brownies was 12-22-24. And do we have, like, the stat line? We do. Jamar Chase put up 97 yards and a touchdown. T put up 58 yards and a touchdown, okay? The game before that... was, let's see, Jamar Chase put up 55 yards in a touch. Okay, that's not bad. So I mean, not his record-setting games, obviously, right? Like in these other games, so there's definitely a factor. Again, I want to stress this: Denzel Ward is a great player. It's very clear on that. 4 receptions, 19 yards, 0 touchdowns. That was the January 7th game, which I don't remember if we played our starters that full game. We might have. Cincinnati here, or that game might not matter that much. 5 receptions, 39 yards. Okay. Then going down the list here, this is December 11th. This was 10 receptions, 119 yards, and a touchdown versus Cleveland. And then we have our next one, which was a loss, but obviously, Chase probably still cooked. Even when we lose, he can still cook. This one, Chase was, 22. Okay, so no. Okay, I mean, listen, at the end of the day... It is what it is. I think he missed that game. That's why. Because we have 10-22. We have this game, which I believe January of 22. And Chase had 2 receptions, 26 yards. So, I mean, okay. I mean, again, doesn't put up record-setting numbers every time we play the Brownies, but it's the Brownies. It's not always the easiest divisional matchups. He usually likes to save those when he plays the Ravens. That's usually like when Chase really likes to cook. It's when he plays the Ravens. It's his favorite team to play against, I think. Anyway. Oh, man. I've been doing some very, very nasty slander toward the Baltimore Ravens recently. I love it. I love it, man. I love the heat of it. Anyway, nonetheless, guys, definitely tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I mean, listen, it's not something that was on my bucket list of things that I thought I would hear going into today, right? If I had to tell you, going into this year, things I think a cornerback would never say. It would never be a cornerback telling Joe Burrow to throw the ball at him. Hey, it is what it is. I'll see you guys in the next one, though.